Welcome to another video, and today we are going to talk about the coreCLEAR gateway that we have released. It's a nice, simple, clean gateway with some great features. This is version 1. Love to hear your input. If you're using CoreStore, you can access the gateway right from the coreCLEAR menu. We took out the other menu options because everything that was there, when you click the coreCLEAR gateway menu option, you will see that you can look at your batches and transactions just like you could before, with just a little bit of a different interface. Again, a little cleaner, nicer, more modern, super exciting. If you are just using coreCLEAR, just using our merchant services, you should be receiving an email with a link. And if you don't receive that email, or if you haven't received an email with a link to your gateway, simply reach out to our support team via live chat or submit a ticket at help.coreware.com. So I'm looking at some demo data here, and I'll go ahead and click the coreCLEAR gateway. All right, and as soon as I click it, I see my gateway. You'll see the opening screen as a dashboard. I've got daily totals, which I don't have any sales other than one day I've got a sale here. So this is just some demo data. I show the total volume. Obviously this would be a graph if I had sales throughout the past 30 days. But in this case, again, it's just one transaction. So then I've got my volume of total dollars. I've got a total number of transactions, and I can show my open disputes. These dashboard boxes here, you can actually change your information. And if you want to look at just the current month, you can quickly see the current month. Again, in this case, I can also change to yesterday, and basically it would show me all that information. So again, really nice. You've got the ability to quickly see your transaction volume and dollar volume for your credit card processing. At the top, I can quickly order some new terminals, and by just clicking this button, it takes you to the coreCLEAR website. And then if you have multiple locations, you can actually click the location selector and either search for the location if you have tons of locations, or you can just choose your location by just clicking one of the options. On the left, we've got our dashboard, and then of course we have transactions. So I can look at all my transactions. By default, we're going to show you the last couple of days of transactions. So you'll see here, I can choose the transaction types. Actually, we show you yesterday by default. So if I want to show the past 60 days, I can do that. If I want to show just the past 7 days, I can do that too. So you'll see as I choose my different options, it actually changes and immediately shows me. I can show declines. I can choose a custom date range. So it's really flexible. And again, if I click the filter button here, I can choose what transaction types to show. Now, the beauty of this is, just like the previous version, you can export all of this right to Excel if you want to export. Simply click on the export button, and that will export to Excel all of the current transactions from the screen. For your daily batches, we show again yesterday's. Actually, we show, it looks like, from the a month worth of batch or batches. Again, this is demo data, so I don't have a lot of batches in here. I can choose my date range if I want to expand it. Maybe this would give me, I still don't have much data, but again, this would give me, I can look through and choose any date range that I want to show the batches for. Here's one. So we actually have some batches that are a bit older. Again, the nice thing is I can quickly go in and see the details for this batch. So you'll see here, just captured $1, terminal transaction count 5, and the total captured amount is $1. I can also export to Excel right from the screen. That will export all of my batch information. Now, disputes and statements, you have to make sure, if you are using coreStore, you have to make sure, this is very important, if you want to see your statements and if you want to see your disputes, make sure that you've got your merchant ID entered into the location merchant information tab. What I mean by that is if I go to my location and I go to merchant processing, you want to make sure that your merchant ID is literally listed, right? So again, make sure you make sure you enter that value. It should be on your current statements, your merchant ID. If it's not there, just reach out to our support and we will help you identify your merchant ID. Again, just to emphasize, this is all based on the fact that you are a coreCLEAR merchant processing customer. This won't work if you're not using native coreCLEAR. If you're using coreCLEAR with, let's say, Clearant, the batches and transactions will work, but your disputes and statements won't show up. So talk to our credit card and merchant processing department, and we can see about moving you to our native platform. I know it gets confusing. We have a few platforms that we support, but now we essentially have our own platform that allows us a lot more flexibility. So again, even if you're not using our platform, as long as you're using coreCLEAR, whether you're on Clearant or I think we may have another platform, MX. MX you'll see your statements and your disputes. So it's really only for our Clearant customers who won't be able to see your disputes and statements. Of course, you can go on TSYS directly or on Clearant and get those. So in terms of disputes, I don't have any. It looks like I don't have any open, but I've got an actual dispute, and it shows me what the details of that dispute are. We'll be adding some features to this so you can set statuses and do some other things. Your statements, it's really nice. You can actually look at all your statements, you can view the statement, and then you can actually print the statement. And finally, we have a virtual terminal. This is really useful if you need to enter a transaction and for whatever reason you don't want to enter it in your point of sale system. Keep in mind this will not write back to CoreStore. So this is a transaction that will just appear in the gateway. If you had a miscellaneous charge that doesn't belong in your point of sale, you just want to process it directly, you can use our virtual terminal. If you're not using CoreStore, you can definitely use the virtual terminal to ring up transactions. The nice thing is that we support entering a transaction. You can specify a tip amount, card information, expiration date, of course, optional fields of customer email, which allows you to email them a receipt. Good idea. Description and a reference ID. And you can actually choose to process transactions. If you've got a terminal set up, you can actually process a transaction directly on the terminal. So you'd enter the amount, choose your terminal, and the system, you wouldn't have to enter any other information because when you hit submit, the system would prompt the customer on the payment terminal to make that payment. So the beauty is everything is fully integrated. You've got both your coreStore and coreCLEAR completely speaking to each other. Keeps things simpler. Use your gateway to help balance out your bank and help balance out your drawer. That's what those transactions and batch reports are good for. Let us know if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions. Thanks so much for watching this video.